Today I'm going to talk about an ideal way to get started with sales training as a beginner, especially if you're a heart-centered business owner and the last thing you want is to unintentionally come across as pushy or self-serving, because this is something that can be a real block to enrolling clients for a heart-centered business owner, and it's so easy to shy away from sales conversations and either just not invite enough people to have those conversations in the first place, or invite them but then not feel confident about guiding the client to a decision and not getting the result that you're hoping for, and maybe not even the result that's right for the client either. So to help you overcome this, today I'm talking you through my 7 steps to yes for a heart-centered sales conversation so that you can feel confident inviting people to your sales conversations because you know you won't be feeling on the back foot. And I'm also going to talk about something that I call the internal yes, which is really the secret to not needing to use closing techniques, which I'm sure for some of you is going to come as a relief. I'm Watkin of Selling from the Heart. I teach heart-centered business owners how to enroll more clients and grow their businesses without compromising their values by using manipulative sales and marketing techniques. Now, there are really 4 key things that make all the difference when it comes to a genuinely effective sales conversation that feels supportive to your client as well. First of these is your own mindset around sales. Can you look forward to sales knowing that you have the client's best interests at heart and that you feel comfortable because you know you're not going to inadvertently come across as pushy? Second is your own energy and intention around sales. This is about the energy that you bring to that conversation. Is it needy and grasping because you desperately need the sale this week? Or is it open and trusting and in service? And you know your client can tell the difference. The third is a structure to give you confidence so that you can keep on track with what that conversation really should be all about, which is helping your client to reach a decision about working with you. And then the fourth is knowing how to communicate the value of what you do very clearly so that your client actually gets why buying from you will be a good decision for them. And this is linked into the internal yes that I'm going to talk about shortly. So out of those 4 steps today, I'm going to focus on the third one of those, that structure for an effective yet also heart-centered sales conversation that takes into account the needs of the client, not just the needs of your bank balance. So I teach the 7 steps to yes in all of my programs to help heart-centered business owners develop more confidence in guiding their potential clients to a decision that's right for them. Because one of the most common problems I see is that what you offer is actually right for your client, but you fail to guide the conversation effectively, or you fail to communicate the value of what you do in a way so that the client actually understands it. And what happens is if you don't communicate the value clearly, the client is left either feeling they need to think about it or just not sure at all. And it's because they haven't fully understood how you really can help them. So here is my 7 steps to yes structure for an authentic and heart-centered sales conversation. So step 1 is called set the scene. And in this one, what you do is you're going to set the agenda. You're going to make sure that the client knows what to expect from the conversation, and you're going to make sure that you both have time to have the conversation properly. You'll also establish yourself as the person who's leading the conversation. And importantly, this is where you'll get the agreement between you and the client that if you feel it's right, that you will be making an offer or an invitation to them to do further work with you later in that conversation. And it's important you get that piece in up front. Then you have step 2, which is open up. And this is where you simply ask questions to help the client feel more comfortable, find out more about them, get to know them a little, find out what's brought them to speak to you today. You're then ready to move on into step 3, which is explore problem. Now in step 2, you built connection with the client and you established trust. And now you've done that, you're ready to dig deeper into what is it that's brought them to speak with you today. What's not working for them in their life, their relationship, their health, their business? What problems, challenges, struggles do they have? And what impact is all of this having on them? What's the impact it's having now? What sort of impact will it have over the longer term? What impact is it having on other areas of their life, maybe on other people in their life? And how does this make them feel? And once you've done this and you've explored the problem and the potential client has opened up and shared, you'll then move into step 4, which is test commitment. And this is a really short step. It's literally one question, and you're just taking the temperature. You want to find out, with everything they've just told you, how serious are they about making a change? When you've done that, you're ready for step 5, compelling future. Now, this step is about, if your client is going to work with you, they're going to need to be able to believe in a future outcome that is different to what they have today. They need to believe it's possible, and they need to believe it's possible for them personally. So here you're going to ask them questions to get them to paint a picture of how they would like things to be as a result of working with you, and also how they will feel when things are different in this area of their life. Once you've done that, you'll move into step 6, which is present solution. And here you will reflect and summarize back what the client has shared with you. You'll show them that you've listened. You'll acknowledge them for having shared with you. And also, this is where you check in with yourself. Can you help them? Like, do you truly believe you can help them? And do you feel that you are the best person, or certainly a good option to help them? If the answer is yes, then you are selling with integrity and you have the green light to proceed with this step 6. So in this step 6, this is where you're going to let them know how you can help them and explain how you will do that and how it will work, including the price. And importantly here, present that solution and how you're going to help in a way that directly answers the problems and also the outcome that the client says they want. And also present it in terms of benefits and value and outcomes, rather than just a description of what you do. Because if your client is going to see the value in working with you, they'll need more than a description. They'll need to be able to really feel that value that you're going to bring. Then you'll move on into step 7, which is ask for a decision. This one's super easy as well. It's exactly what it says on the tin. You're going to ask if they'd like to go ahead. And then you wait for their answer. And you will then likely hear one of a number of responses. You might hear, yes, please. How can I sign up? You might hear, I need to think about it, or it's a bit more than I was expecting. I'm not sure I can afford it. What you won't hear very often is no, thank you. But I'm going to save that discussion for another day. So what you're really aiming for here is to get what I call an internal yes. Now, the way this works is, because you've asked all the right questions and you've taken the potential client on this journey through the sales conversation, and you've been able to match what you can offer with what the client says they want and need, as you're describing how you can help and you're outlining how it will work in terms of value and benefits, your client will have a feeling that they already know they want to go ahead. They'll be having this sort of internal dialogue that goes, wow, that sounds amazing. They really understand me, and everything they say about how they can help me sounds like exactly what I need. I think I actually want to go ahead. So the idea here is that you do your step 6 so well that your client gets the internal yes. And then when you ask the question in step 7, the answer is yes. And so it's really worth taking the time to learn how to guide them through this sales conversation and also clearly present your solution. Because hopefully what you can see is that if the client decides that they want to go ahead, and when you ask them, their answer is yes, please, when can I start? You don't need to use traditional closing techniques. And I'm sure that that feels so much more comfortable to you. So it's really worth investing the time in learning how to do it properly. And then you don't need to learn closing techniques or objection handling techniques. So I really hope you've had value from this today. And if you would like to, you can get this 7 steps TS structure in a bit more detail by signing up for a free video series at sellingfromtheheart.com/7 steps. And there's also a link in the description below. And if you like this video and you would like to learn more from me, then I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, where I'll be sharing regular videos on similar topics of growing your business and enrolling clients in integrity and in alignment with your values. I'll see you very soon.